I'll blow up into smithereens and spew my tiny symphony all up and down a city street while trying to put my mind at ease, like finishing this melody. This feels like a...
Hello everyone, welcome back to day 43 of renovating this vintage bunny box into my portable bakery. And today I headed to IKEA to pick up random stuff for the bakery and a very specific thing I needed for the food truck. After spending my life savings on my firstborn child, I left the store. I got this wonderful shelf that I proceeded to cut in half and realized the back is made out of chipboard. I decided to paint it, as these food display shelves will be lined with food-grade plastic. While I let them dry, I decided I wasn't done with painting, so I chose to paint the latch. I don't think it's a latch, so I'm just going to call it that and hope for the best. And it's fully painted. There are unpainted bits, but they're for the actual functionality of the latch. I was procrastinating wiring this trailer for so long, but I have to now before I put the walls in. There are so many different wires I have to run from different locations, and it's so difficult with how dirty it is underneath the trailer. I also accidentally put a clip of these cookies I baked in today. Thank you guys so much for watching and follow along for part 44. It's time for the interior. Hello everyone, welcome back to day 44 of renovating this vintage bunny box into my portable bakery. Before I started putting in the walls, I remembered I had to finish wiring the trailer. My brain doesn't really comprehend electrics. This took way longer than it should have, especially having to wire wires underneath the trailer. It is very dirty under there, but I plugged it into my car, and thankfully, every single light worked. I am no Thomas Edison, but at least I know my way around a light bulb. But now it's time for the fun part. We're cutting wood and starting to put up the interior studs. I find woodwork a lot easier than metalwork, and that's why it hasn't taken me too long to put all these up. Using these L brackets and those screws, I built a square for the back. As the back wall isn't holding a shelf, it won't have many vertical studs in it compared to the sides. And then I was about to put the ply on, but I ran out of screws, so I went to Woody's. I got back and finished drilling right before a huge rain shower. That's why it's so wet. I need to water seal it, but thank you guys so much for watching and follow along for part 45.
That's some bullshit.
It's floor day! Hello everyone, welcome back to day 45 of renovating this vintage bunny box into my portable bakery. Today I travelled far and wide to try and find the perfect flooring, and I did. It's kind of a white stained oak. To be honest, I know nothing about wood. But I like it, so it works. One thing I really should have appreciated is measuring stuff properly, because I ended up having a lot of offcuts which I could have prevented if I just measured stuff. But to be honest, I'm not a very accurate person, so I ended up cutting way too many pieces way too short. But it all worked out in the end, so I'm gonna pat myself on the back and say it still looks nice. And as you can see here, that piece is a little bit too long. Eventually though, I was ready to click every single piece together, and it didn't take too long, surprisingly. I did some screws in different corners just to make sure that it doesn't pop up when I'm driving. I realised obviously that the trailer's dimensions didn't fit another plank in, so I had to cut one shorter, but eventually it was all done. And it looks so good! Tomorrow I'll be installing the countertops. Thank you guys so much for watching and follow along for part 46. It's countertop day! Hello everyone, welcome back to day 46 of renovating this vintage bunny box into my portable bakery. Some people don't know this, but most hand saws have angles built into them. Definitely helps when you're measuring. After cutting everything very accurately, I made sure the countertops were level. Spirit levels come in so handy. That is what the joint looks like if anyone's curious. This is sort of the skeleton of the countertop, and then I made sure to put slats across as well with some L brackets. And then it was time to take the plastic off and curve the corners. This is sort of just for aesthetics and safety. I didn't need to round the corners. I also got rid of that piece of wood that sticks out. At this point I was almost done, but I got my mini sander out and sanded the corners smooth. And this is it. This is what the counters look like. I'm so happy with them, to be honest. I'll be staining and painting them as well. Thank you guys so much for watching and follow along for part 47.
How did I go from this to this?
So Bobby girl, I'm living in...
Hello everyone, today I decided to go shopping for my bakery and I thought I'd bring you guys along with me. My first stop was Musgraves and I had never been here before, but oh my god, it is amazing. Except the prices of butter are extortionate. But look at this 3-kilogram bag of sprinkles. I definitely had to buy that. There are just boxes upon boxes of everything. The utensils section was my favourite. My trolley filled up very fast, so I had to try and play Tetris to fit it all in my car. Thankfully, I fit it all in with a lot of effort. I also did buy that 3-kilo bag of sprinkles. I then travelled to my favourite place on earth, IKEA, and you know you're at IKEA when meatballs are on the sign. I spent a lot of time in their kitchen section, but other than that, I kind of sped through. I always end up buying way too much than I need in IKEA, but luckily this time I had my brother to help me try and slow down. IKEA is a big deal in Ireland because there's only one of them, and whenever I go it seems to be packed. I also looked at my receipt and it kinda hurt a little bit. It was a very long shopping day, but thank you guys so much for watching and follow along for more food truck content. Hello everyone! I was working on the food truck today when I got a really exciting delivery. My merchandise! I have 2 designs and they look amazing. I couldn't be happier with them. If anyone wants to buy one and support my trailer, they're out now. Hello everyone, welcome back to day 48 of renovating this vintage 20 box into my portable bakery. Today I took a trip back to Vinnie Byrne to buy some more paint. They honestly have every single paint you would ever need for any surface, and to top it all off, they very kindly gifted me this paint for the pony box. Now, thanks to them, I can finally paint this door. Obviously, first I primed it and then painted it with this lovely cream paint. Then I went in and did the countertops with this worktop oil and look at the difference it made. It just made it waterproof and food safe. It also made the grain look really nice. The inside is coming together. Also, if you're wondering why a countertop's missing, it's because I'm putting hinges on it so it'll have a fold-out countertop. And speaking of a fold-out countertop, I bought these screws today for the actual hinges, and this is what they'll kind of look like. The wood carving took so long, but it's super flush, so it's really nice. I also cut out this metal sign, and then also welded some angle irons together for the roof sign. Also, a huge thank you to the people who bought my merch. It is still out, so go buy it while you can. Thank you guys so much for watching and follow along.
I hate the new Kanye, the bad mood Kanye, the always rude Kanye, spaz in the news Kanye, I miss the sweet Kanye, chop up the beats Kanye.
Called her a hoe because she said nobody you're letting on your fragile masculinity show. I mean, oh my, she's just not into you. Doesn't matter how much you act precipitate. You could buy her a drink, but she doesn't have to reciprocate. If you pay for the day, she does.
I'm back! Did you miss me? Hello everyone! Welcome to day 49 of renovating this vintage 20 box into my portable bakery. Today we're tackling loads of little projects. Specifically this door. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy I finally painted it white. I really needed to oil this countertop and finally get it working as it folds out, and look how cool this is. I am so happy with it. I also rounded the edges to make sure no one bumps himself off a corner. Then, where the wall joins the countertop, I put in this semicircle of wood so it looks more flush. To make sure people don't put their fingers in the food that I'll be displaying, I decided to make a sneeze guard. Here I'm just making some drill holes in a piece of steel for the bolts to sit in, and this tool actually puts threads in the metal, which is so cool. You just turn it in and that's like an unthreaded hole and a threaded hole. I think that's so cool. Maybe I'm just a bit of a nerd when it comes to tools. This is just a sketch on an offcut of wood to make sure you guys actually see what I'm doing. I was going to use this little rod of steel that I'm holding there, but I decided to go with actual steel rods. I just thought they'd be stronger, they're more food safe, and I can paint them if I wanted to. This is just me welding to prove that I weld. Thank you so much for watching and follow along. Oh my god, you guys. This morning I woke up to 20 packages on my doorstep. These are all from my bakery and I decided to do a haul. When I set up an Amazon wishlist, the last thing I expected was for people to actually buy stuff off of it. I was gravely wrong. I'm gonna start with these 2 little packages. What are these? Oh, it's a cake scraper. That is so good. A letter. Fawn. Thank you so much, Fawn. Next one. Ooh. I've always wanted one of these. Oh my god. Who's this from? They didn't leave a note. Message me on Instagram. I want to give you some love. Scissors. This is from Alexandra. Thank you so much. Time to go on to the big parcels. I've pre-opened them. I haven't looked inside them. I needed this. Okay, you know the way it gets really warm inside the food truck? You probably don't, but you can imagine it. It's a fan. Who is it by? It is from Mara. Mara, thank you so much. That'll come. That will save me in the summer. Next big one. Oh my gosh. Finding baking trays with actual squared corners, not rounded, is impossible. Raiko, thank you so much for the cake pops and the... My bacon baking pan. My brain isn't working, I'm so excited. Okay, this is a little holder. This is from Katie from County Mayo. Good for you, Katie. I love mayo. You can't even see it. It's a tiny little holder for my card machine. Where is it? I have it on my bed. This little thing is my card machine, and it slots into it. I really needed this. So thank you so much, Katie. Tissue paper. Who is this from? They didn't leave a name. What are these? Oh, confetti. This is also for when I start doing postal orders. I don't know what this is. It has marker on it. That is huge. Thank you so much. While I was editing this, I realized it's really long, so go press the next part.